Blessing means to speak well of, and curse is the opposite. So if somebody doesn't speak well of you, that'll only affect your life if you start getting in agreement with it and believing it.
Yeah.
You understand? Where you open up the door and it's like inviting whatever they're doing, allowing the devil access. But the moment you turn around and say you can't curse what God has blessed, that's not over. See, people need to understand that, you eat the fruit of your lips, not somebody else's. So that puts a stop to that, because I can remember that. I even, like, in the early 90s, whenever I got saved and got a hold of the faith message and stuff like that, and I can remember people running around and saying stuff like, don't speak that over me, don't speak that, don't stop, don't say any more. And I learned after a while, it doesn't matter what anybody says over me, I'm going to say what the Word says over me, over my family, and that's all that counts. So that's the way David responded here. See, when somebody speaks negative, if you don't have to get in a fight with anybody, you just start speaking what the Word says. And David, this is the way David, see, he responded. See, giants speak, mountains speak, but so do we. And that's all that counts. And David didn't stand there with his mouth closed and just say, that's it then, I'm bird food. You know what I mean? That's it, curtains for me. I'm cursed now, I'm cursed. No, see, David knew better. He knew he had a covenant with God. And he might curse by his gods, but my God's the real God, and I'm blessed and I have a covenant with God. That's where we're meant to think. Why should we get afraid of people speaking and saying, there's witches and stuff like that? Why should we get afraid whenever we are hooked up to the living God? Amen? We're hooked up to the living God. Let me tell you, and even if they come and say, I'm coming with the demonic power, let me tell you, we've been given authority to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the works of the enemy. Let me tell you, Satan's under our feet. People are living terrified of Satan, and Jesus spoiled principalities, made a show of them openly, and then said to us, all authority is given unto us in heaven and earth. And then you go and you walk in that authority, and we're sitting here terrified. The devil said it. So what? What does God say? Well, the devil says, I'm finished. God says you're not.
Amen.
Well, the devil says, I'm going to die. God says you'll live and not die.
Amen.
What are we going to believe?